Recording now. So you're missing a part in the beginning. So this is the slide. So I'm not aware of any other stuff. Veganism is simply act of idea that we should not exploit and harm animals. I did not have to convert to anything. It's common sense to me not to intentionally harm other living beings. As non-vegan, I was harming animals every day, and now I am finally know how to not to do this anymore. So, what is being vegan, right? I will have the definition that later, but first let's have definition of Tao. Okay. So, to live and to be a part of the Tao, it's very normal. It's everyday common sense stuff what we do. To live and to be humble. It's obvious. We be humble to other people. To live and be compassionate. To live and to be tolerant, not to be angry. Or to live and be kind. To live to be humane. To live and follow our own Buddha nature. This is the hard part, but it will come. To survive and as human and avoid samsara. Samsara means reincarnation. And one of the 5 moral principles is no killing. So it's very obvious there. Also, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, or partaking in intoxicants, alcohol, for example, or
it should be lying and
no lying and or partaking. Yeah. Karma. What's karma? This slide might be out of order. Okay. Karma. What is karma? Karma is the sum of a person's actions in this and the previous state of existence, previous life, viewed as deciding their fate in the future existence. So, if you had to reincarnate, your karma carries over with you for the next cycle of life. And if you have a karma from many, many lives, if it has resolved yet, your karma is being carried over. Like Gene said, you can pass good deeds to the next life, but you cannot take your fortune with you. But karma is with you. So why should we care about karma in this lifetime? To avoid samsara, reincarnation, to reduce the debt, and to have the higher chance of better life if you must be reincarnated in the future. Hopefully we don't. We need to help, not just temple, but in everything in our life. We go outside in the world, there's still a world out there we need to be helping. Okay, definition. Veganism, or being vegan, it's to practice of abstaining from the use of animal products, particularly in the diet, and associated philosophy that rejects the commodity status of animals. So in this form, I would say it's not easy. When I was trying to buy a car, my latest car, I was trying to buy a car that did not have any leather. The dashboards today, some of them has leather. Cars with no leather, that's easy. I can have it not as luxury. But there are parts in the car that's still coming from an animal part. So there's no option. So you have to compromise whatever you go out there. Shoes. I tried to buy a pair of shoes that did not have a leather. It took me a while, but I did find it. It was a fake leather shoes. The rubber. Yeah, so.
Is that what you have?
Yes.
They have websites that sell vegan shoes.
Yeah,
Ryan buys them.
So it's like almost everything that you make shoes these days. It's like leather. For the kids, it was impossible. It's like sneakers, like all leather. It's like, but they use they have what we call the running shoes now. That's not made of leather anymore.
Well,
so
actually,
synthetic.
Adidas just brought out a new type of sneakers that is it's a vegan shoe. It don't have any seriously, that's
So-
the brand.
You know, I used to wear those Converse,
Converse,
right? That's a
Yeah.
Converse brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are comfortable.
Canvas,
Yeah.
canvas sneakers. You guys never seen that? Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
They
That
sell
was
a
like-
lot of those.
Yeah, it's like $40-$50 now.
that's very
It's a
basic.
style.
They're
it's
very,
old school. It's old
Yeah.
style.
So leather belts.
Much more.
Even though you try to get the leather belts, no leather.
They always have some.
They have some. They have the little tip
At
here.
the trim.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the trim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is
it's
a
tough.
rubber type of belt, but the tip I cannot put it. It's leather.
yeah.
So that's my next slide will be on
The belt, in terms of belts, if you go to the Navy
It's a
stores, you can get the belts that the military use.
It's it doesn't have holes.
Yeah.
It doesn't use holes.
Yeah.
You know.
So continue to my lecture.
Help.
So there are other forms of diet that may not include some other animals, but does involve killing but does not involve killing or harming animals. Those is like the vegetarian. They use eggs and milk. They're okay with that because it's not killing the animal. There's another extended part on this one. I'll come back. Now, one person asked me, "Is jellyfish alive?"
If it's alive,
Well, it's alive.
It is alive.
If they bite
it's
you.
alive. Yeah.
It's alive. It does not have sensors that give you pain. So you may think, what, can we eat jellyfish? No, but it's alive. Now, if you say that to someone that's non-vegetarian, so you do not eat live organisms that's alive, and that's a question that a person has to understand that there are some things that are alive, but they are don't have a don't have a soul or a sense in there. So is seaweed alive or a plant?
It's a plant.
They are alive.
Yeah.
Seaweeds, plants are
A
alive.
life plant.
Yeah, they grow, they reproduce, they reproduce and grow. So by definition, they're alive. So another thing that is maybe controversial in vegan society is animal testing. Every single product that gets produced and to the public has to be tested in the animal. It doesn't matter what. Even the vegan burgers, that Impossible Burger and Beyond Meat, they had to go through the animal testing.
Well, no, it depends. Okay, yeah, food-wise. Oh, medicine or drug related.
Cosmetics.
Yeah. Now then later on you go to
The final
poultry
phase,
items, which is cosmetics or shampoo. They take a lot of shampoo. They test. And what they do,
Just the trace.
a lot of them don't do it now because they have enough data they don't need to. They use eye drop. They take, because shampoos, they have, depending on the concentration, right? Concentration is not very concentrated. Sometimes the cheap ones have a lot of water instead, so you got to use a lot. So they take a drop and drop it into the eyes of a dog or cat rabbit, to see how their eyes will react. Because sometimes they'll sting, right? They'll use some shampoo that are really concentrated, especially the ones that are, I don't know, the more not expensive, but the ones that have medicated or have supposedly better functions. You sometimes get in your eye, it stings, right? So they test that, that on rabbits to see how they react, because rabbits have very sensitive eyes because their eyes are red, right? They do that. They don't do that now.
Right. So if we avoid this kind of
Sad,
thing,
huh?
like, I'm not going to use any product that gets used testing my animals. It would be living in a society that doesn't have anything. That's like I would call
Some
it,
product they label it not
Animal
testing.
product.
No testing on animals.
but a lot of the chemical has to go through the testing, and that's
Especially drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs, you have to do that, unfortunately. They tested on monkeys. Rats, obviously. Rats. That's a low level. low level.
lab rats.
But then they go to the higher level, they test on monkeys because the primates in general are closest to our genetics, right? So they can test for, especially cancer. I mean, well, mice too, but
Nice.
those drugs, cancer-like related drugs.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's
all the drugs have to be go to the FDA
Yeah,
to
yeah.
process them, and they have to
Sure
test
that
it.
they don't harm. If they survive, then they
Mhm.
So that's why, we, when we, whatever we eat or we take or use, we should be mindful that, whatever we eat, take, or use, a lot of the products, if not all, have been tested on animals. So that means it went through suffering. So we are making use of things that that animals suffered. Think about it. What?
They suffer from them.
Yeah. Well, because they have to be tested. Imagine you're the guinea pig. Imagine that. Imagine, hey, before I want to eat this food or medicine or use this product, I'm going to test it on you first to see, hey, if your skin, is going to react, get rashes or whatever, your eyes or whatever. And so we have to be mindful. That's what we cannot waste. If you waste, you are abusing, in a sense, the suffering of others. In this case, animals, of course. And so that's bad karma. That plants the seed of karma. So that in the future, you're going to end up in the opposite position. So we have to be mindful. Obviously, most of us are not, but we just have to be mindful.
Right.
Well, so even if we use them, though, we still have to accept that there is some karma. Maybe it's a small amount, but there is still some karmic we have that we take on that burden. That will accumulate in our lives, and so we have to be aware of that. And so we have to always. We think, I'm not directly, harming or any animals, but then, we're still accumulating this karmic debt. We need to pay it off.
It may be small, right? But understand that, we are accumulating karma. So you have just to be careful.
Right. So we need also not to have the extreme view of this case too. If you know that, okay, this has been tested on an animal, I'm not going to use it or eat it anymore. I'm a part of a blog group of people. One person says, I'm not going to eat avocados anymore because they use animals to carry these avocados from the farm to the place. I thought, well, they are working, they're alive.
Yeah.
But the person said, I'm not going to eat avocados anymore. If you keep that kind of thinking, all the farming, all the farming.
Yeah.
What we see.
They don't use a truck to carry it.
No, we see too. What you have to see, let's say in Mexico, where a lot of avocados are grown, and they can't use trucks to run between because the trees are not very tall trees. So they pick the avocados, put them in baskets, and the mules and the donkeys pass between and collect. So that's but those are extreme views.
So when we eat the avocado, just stack all the donkeys.
Another person's like, oh, so you're not gonna eat those nuts in India, the cashews? I think the cashew nuts are in India. Mostly it's done by women. They use manual labor and they use a knife to cut the. So a lot of them lose their finger. They don't have good health benefits. But a person says, so you're not going to eat cashews anymore because of people not being treated well in India because picking up the cashews. Another person that says, well, these people that are in the factory picking up the cashews or working for the cashew company, they are being paid for it. Would you rather have them not have any jobs at all? So there are compromises that we have to see. We should not have like the extreme views like, okay, being cruel to this person, I should not take care of part of the. So we have to compromise. There are a lot of things going on in the world, but we have to compromise on what we see. So one of the religions that I found that has some sort of extreme view is Jainism. Okay, so their goal is to cause as little violence or living things as possible. Hence, to avoid eating roots, tubers such as potatoes, garlic, anything that involves fruit. So talking a lot of root, carrots. I can imagine so many vegetables that are the roots, so they're avoiding. Plants. They're only allowed to eat plants that doesn't kill them completely. So they are, sort of like
those
pushing.
that they can reap and it grows back. So
Right.
They don't
So they're like pushing towards the side that, okay, anything that involves killing, they're not going to consume it. Of course, animals, they don't eat it at all. Every act that by a person direct or indirect supports killing of injured scenes of violence, pinsa, which creates harmful karma. So like Tai said, every time we eat something or that gets tested in an animal, we have to be conscious that, yes, a harm may have come to an animal while testing this food that we're eating, possibly burger and Beyond Meat. Those items, if you try them, just be conscious, yes, there were some animals being tested for those. We should not discard, say, I don't want to eat anymore because it doesn't taste good. Throwing the food away, it's end up a lot more karma there, throwing the things. So, we want to avoid that. Is yeast or bacteria alive? They're alive actually. We use it for fermentation, vinegar, kombucha, tofu. That's also fermented. Soy. So they are alive. If you have the extreme view, you'll be avoiding all this as well.
Yeah, the question is, that type of life is different. You have to
But there's no soul. Right.
Different, like animal life, plant life, bacterial life. They're different types of life.
Right. So they're alive, but they're not has a life that we as define has a soul or has this
no consciousness.
No consciousness, no soul. So, science definition of a life. Life is a characteristic that distinguishes physical entities that have a biological process, such as signaling, self-sustaining process, from those that do not, either because such functions have ceased or because they never had such a function and are classified as inanimate or dead. Various forms of life exist, such as plants, animals, fungi, protists, archaea, and bacteria. Archaea. So, archaea. So all this is alive. So by definition, a lot of things are alive. So when you think veganism, definition of veganism, if you go back there, anything to animals, anything that's alive, that's kind of avoids being vegan if you go to the extreme views. Bacteria, we use that pretty much every day. Yeah. It's everywhere, but we're washing hands. We're killing bacteria, which is good for us. So, I was going to put an example about the mosquito thing here. Yes, because we need mosquitoes. So, if you read the news recently, there's a new mosquitoes carrying a new virus. It's the triple E. They call it triple E.
Some kind of encephalitis, whatever. It's a new. They carry a new.
It's not new.
It
has been there. It's been there for many years. It's just we're getting more exposed these days.
Because it's warmer. It's warmer. So mosquitoes keep migrating. Usually in winter places there's no mosquito, right?
Right. So they're coming down. There's about 8 cases in Massachusetts. So we are just bordered to Massachusetts. So it's coming down toward New York. Pennsylvania already has it.
Oh God! No place is safe.
So these mosquitoes, right? We cannot see if it has carrier or not. This screenshot, you could bit me. So this is my thinking. If I see it, I'm going to kill it. because if it goes by someone else, it's going to create a harm to someone else. So that's my thinking. Okay, I know there's going to be karma carried over for killing those insects. Also, I have a problem in my house with centipede.
Centipedes? Centipedes or millipedes?
Millipedes, probably millipedes, yeah.
Probably not centipedes.
Centipede has more
They're
legs.
poisonous.
Yes.
Millipedes are those no good. Yeah. They'll roll up. They roll up.
No, they have a lot of little legs.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about something else. Okay.
I don't know.
Those very long
What
legs.
color?
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. We see them around here too.
So,
Oh, really?
yeah, I got bitten by one of those before. It doesn't kill you, but it will leave a mark on your skin and burn.
Mosquito bite? It's not mosquitoes.
So
You don't know what
centipede.
It's not a centipede. It's not a centipede. I mean, these are. You can
it's a furry, it has a bunch
yeah,
of legs.
longer legs.
Yeah, but it's moisture, attract up moisture in basement. I have a
Right.
basement, so it gets moist. So I have a problem with those. So here, I thought it's everywhere in the house. I had to kill them. So sorry. They're not coming. I talked to them before.
Don't come back.
Sorry. Card.
Use the three treasures on them.
No. So I tried not to kill them, but they keep coming back. I had to kill them. So because I got bitten by those ones, and it left a mark on my skin for like a year and a half.
Anytime you get a bug bite, any type of bug, use Purell and rub and rub and rub. Purell.
Oh, no,
The hand sanitizer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it helps.
But I was thinking when I woke up, it was marked there, and it was 3 bites.
how do
there
you
forever.
know? How do you know it's one of those things up there?
Oh, because when I at nighttime I smashed it and killed it. I did not know when it was
I
there.
just hate bed bugs.
That's why I got killed it before it gets my kids. Or
The bed bugs, there's certain the rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol, you could fill it in the sprayer and you spray them, they curl right in front of you. I think it's the one that starts with the I. No, with the E actually. The one that hurts if you spray on if you put on your wounded skin.
Oh.
That one.
Yeah, that's cool.
What do? You spray on the bed and they curl up.
If you see a bed bug,
Yeah.
you spray on it, it will curl right in front of you. It dies.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
But have you also come here? But like, not touching.
Yeah, that's kind of
So what
painful to
happens when
see.
you
It
use,
curls right in front of you.
Alcohol, just spray on the mosquito.
I don't know. Try that.
Well, actually, from let's say when I go to the Caribbean and there's mosquitoes in season, I use the brown Listerine and mix it with half 50-50 and just spray around and then
50-50
Around your house.
Listerine.
water.
Water.
Around your house?
Yeah, and it keeps the mosquitoes away.
So when we travel to Taiwan, there's a lot of mosquitoes in Taiwan. When we travel to Taiwan, we bring bottles of mosquito repellent, try to avoid them, to killing anything that is Taiwan. So we put it everywhere. You should walk outside. You got layers of mosquito repellent and sunblock lotion. So, but that's part of our life. So we don't. But if a mosquito is going to bite me, if I'm outside, I say sorry, kill it. Because there are consequences letting go, and there are karma carry over.
I just farmed. I just farmed my plant yesterday. Oh my God! It have a lot of ants inside the pot, and the branch of the flower is a little. I don't know what that is.
A nest.
A nest? I don't know. It's alive, but it's not moving. It's just sticking on the branch. And when I see it made me
It's
goosebumps.
something else because mosquitoes will have the
Is it brown?
inside the water.
Inside
So
the
water. So
I think it's
some other insects. If it's on the branch, it's something else, not mosquitoes.
So can I kill those?
If you have a choice,
I put it outside.
Yeah, put it outside.
Water.
Yeah, I do that too. I have
Play with this
point.
alcohol.
Alcohol. We sometimes the apartment or the house is too hot.
Yeah.
They got these little
I think you have to kill the
on
whole
the
plant.
leaves because it's too warm.
That's going to kill the plant.
So I have spiders at home too. So spiders, it doesn't harm me. So I catch the spider and take to the backyard. And unfortunately, in the backyard, there's a lot of spiders now. So.
They also say to mix peppermint essence oil, which I do, because before the summer hit, I got all these little red bugs. Mites. I said, what the heck is this? They're all by my windowsill. So then I remember somebody telling me mix peppermint and water, and I spray it, and then the next day it was all gone.
So you are not killing them. You just free them away.
Yeah. And it smells good because it's so fresh.
That's a good idea. I'm going to try
Peppermint oil, you get it from the organic store.
Okay. Peppermint oil.
What's the name?
So I'm going to continue this because time is essence. So not to have extreme view when it comes to a little insects in your life. So there are times that you might have to carry a little karma. I presented the mosquito ones. Not to have an extreme view, but understand why eating plant-based food is better for us. So that's part of it. Agriculture. It would be great if everyone eat plants, being a vegetarian and everything, but that in this number there, it doesn't tell a farmer, say, can you plant plants for us instead of cultivating, raising cattle and chicken. It's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in the meat industry. Compared to the vegetables, it's not much. And to raise a cattle, I don't have the numbers. Do I have the numbers? The land required to raise a cattle, it's so much higher for planting that it's taking over the world. I think I missed the slide here somewhere. Yeah, need more land for animals, more later new land. Okay, Beyond Meat. This is a new thing that came out, not new, but getting a lot of attention because of the stocks going up, like crazy. They use dried peas as the main ingredients to
pea protein.
Yeah.
Beyond Meat, yeah.
So their higher demand since last year made it farmers to increase 28% of the dry pea production in 1 year from
85,000.
About 900,000 acres of land to 1.5 million. That's 28% increase of land. So that's catching up now because the higher demand, Beyond Meat has the money, they're paying for it. This is something that Trump did. The China tariffs for the soybean. The farmers losing the business right now because the U.S. is the largest supplier of the soy in the world. Right now, they are still the number one. By catching up, I think Brazil it's second, but they're going to catch up because China's buying from them, not from the U.S. So it's very worrying. So what's going to happen with all the soy farms that U.S. has? It's 76 million acres, just soy. It's amazing. It's an enormous amount of soy that we are. It cannot convert soy to dried peas overnight. Some of the soy is in the southern area of the United States that cannot be converted. So the terrain equipment also is going to be a challenge to convert that soy into farming. 70% of the U.S. grain product is to feed livestock. So you just imagine a lot of the soy that's being produced here is to feed this livestock. So
Question. We have a lot of genetically modified for like vegetables and that kind of thing, right?
Yes.
And then, having been into farming myself, as small as it was, right? The insects were more attractive to that kind of vegetation than they would, if you try to do it organically, right? So I'm thinking, shouldn't we be concerned about that as well in terms of the type of food that we eat?
Non-GMO, yes. The problem is, this is non-GMO thing is catching up now recently. A lot of the farms are switching to the non-GMO part. It takes 3 years for the farmer to get that non-GMO label. So yes, you will see more. A lot of the farming is being switched, but not all of them, because some of the insects, doesn't matter what they do, it doesn't.
But it increases the amount of chemicals that you have to use to propagate this plant.
Right, it's switching out little by little. Eventually, everything will be labeled organic in a way. Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of organic apples recently. You just think of how much what they're not putting in their non-GMO, organic apples. It's a lot of them, but a lot of the farming are converting to that. Not all, but a lot are. So this is just one grain, soy. It's main ingredient in tofu, soy milk, and many processed food, even Beyond Meat and Impossible Burger, the patties. 85% of the soy are used to process animal meal or feed to feed the animals. 6% used for human consumption, only 6, and the rest is used to produce flours, soy flours, and processed food. The chemicals used for the Impossible Burger. So that's a lot. Sorry, Brian. Okay, next slide. So the issue that I was talking about, the land that's needed to plant, for the agriculture of the animals. So you see, right, all these countries, they have the new land. Taking advantage of the demands of the new, we need more animals. So this is where the new animals, cattle or chicken are being produced. Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, China's there, Russia, Africa has been taking advantage of it right now too. So who's to blame? U.S. is to blame. Yeah, because whoever has the most money is able to require mixed this. I would say third world countries in a way, not third world, but not as rich. The people that has the money. This bothers me, but it's true. In the United States, everyone's more than 50% overweight. If you go outside, 1 out of 2, it's overweight. So in the United States, United Kingdom, China, 3, actually Germany. Germany is a surprising country because a lot of people there is become vegetarian. So United States, not as many vegetarian. United Kingdom, a lot of people have money. So the wealthier you are, the fatter you are. So this is a little number that is not very good. In India, 31% of the population is vegetarian, not vegan. Just good. Brazil is 14%. I will explain Brazil in a second. Switzerland, Taiwan, Israel, New Zealand, US, it's about 5 to 8%. All the numbers is not accurate because what they did is they go to a place that has a lot more vegetarian people, vegan, and they give it the survey. So the numbers get a little mixed up, so get higher. But India, there are a lot of vegans because of the vegetarian, because of the religion. Yeah. Brazil, numbers are high because people that took the survey, because they ate fish, they still put vegetarian. So if you eat fish, that's still animal products. But that numbers. So anyway, all the numbers are not very precise because, again, they are biased against vegans. So there's no global census of vegetarian. So back to India. Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhists. This is 3 main religion in India. So they are isolated not to eat animals or byproducts. So I'm going to rush a little because we don't have a lot of time. Jewish or Judaism?
Judaism.
Judaism. Anyway, Jewish. They are converting little by little. It was 2% vegetarian. Now the number are increasing. It's 13% and increasing. So a lot of the rabbis are preaching in a way that harming animals are not part of the, being a Jewish. So this is a change. And Genesis 1:29 states, God said, Behold, I have given you every herb yield seeds, which is up in the face of all of the earth, and every tree that has seeds yielding fruit. To you it shall be for food, indicating that God's original plan was for mankind to be vegan or vegetarian. Vegan. So anyway, this pyramid changes every so often. Right now, this is the current one. Before the car saw this reverted, you will see the vegetables and the fruits higher. But now the grain is the higher part. So consumption of B supplements, B12, omega-3, those comes at the top, but it's very little. This little sun thing here indicated we need to get the sun once in a while. If you cannot have the sun, I find out that if you leave the mushroom 10 to 15 minutes on sunlight, it will create vitamin D. Yeah, so that is something I learned on the blog. Mushrooms, deep in the sun for 10-15 minutes before cooking.
And then what?
They produce
Interesting.
Yeah, but if you take the refrigerator and start cooking right away, nothing there. So you need to leave on the sun.
Interesting. Why, it will react to the sunlight?
Yeah, it will produce vitamin. So vegetables, tofu, soy. So again, this changes every so often. Usually this two gets switched back and forth. But yeah, we need to have a lot of whole grains. Okay. Is vegan diet expensive? Yes and no. It depends what you eat. If you decide a lot of this, yes, expensive. Like I said, pizza. And decide no as much. I know this because when I paid $5 more for this, I was like, oh, it's like almost $37 for this like pizza. When it's not vegan. But yes, if you start out eating a lot of this side, processed food has a lot more chemicals, more salt. It's not healthy for you, but yeah, it's more expensive. You pay for the chemicals. So people complain, oh, where are you going to get your calcium if you don't drink milk? You know, got tofu, you got the foraged by plant milk base, orange juice, kale, collard greens, broccoli, cauliflower. A whole lot of places to get your calcium.
But we should actually add to that all of the majority of those do have more calcium than milk.
Yes. So if you want milk alternatives, here, soy, oat, hemp, almond, cashew, rice, and cow. So look how much proteins you get. And calories. Soy. Less calories, less fat. If you want next proteins, coconut, soy, pea protein. This is a new. I haven't tried yet.
pea.
Yeah. Almond, oat, flax. So this is a new item. I haven't really going crazy for that. I tried all of them. Let's just stick to soy and almond. I'm not sure coconut is good.
I hear cashew's pretty good too.
Cashews,
Cashew.
yeah. But I tried this just soy and almond.
How do you like the almond milk?
It's just like
Yeah, same thing. Soak the almonds in the next morning. Oh, if you're making it, you can always buy it in the market. But if you soak the almond like cashew, next morning you just use one of those machines that make the soy milk. Same thing, same process.
Yeah, but how do you get the water?
You have to add the water.
you have to add
You don't
water.
add the water.
Like same thing you add soy milk. You add 2 adders. Same idea.
But with the almond, you have to remove the shell.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of meat, proteins. Where you get the proteins? Ooh, a lot of places. The broccoli, corn, sweet, alfalfa, peas again. You know, the Beyond Meat part. Yeah. Oh, Brussels sprouts. It's not Asian people doesn't eat a lot of Brussels sprouts, but it's really good. I found a way to do this very quickly. You bake it, put a little olive oil and salt for 20 to 30 minutes. Done.
You stir fry it. It's good too.
Fry it, get oil, but baking. That's oil better.
Salt and olive oil.
Olive oil. Shake it. And also, if you want to make it sweet, you can add some cranberries and mix around and toast it. You make a little sweet.
With the corn, because corn, unless you're getting the organic corn, but corn has a lot of chemicals in it, so you have to be careful with the corn.
Okay, protein, more protein stuff. Nuts. All the nuts that we have in the world here. Frozen nuts too. All your protein-rich stuff. So there's a lot of protein inside of meat. More protein in legumes, beans. I like black beans. Long beans, chickpeas. I will get an example of chickpeas later. This magnesium, pumpkin seeds. I'll go through the slides very quickly. We don't have a lot of time. Banana, spinach, oats, peanuts, dark chocolate with chocolate lovers. Cruciferous veggies, micronutrient powerhouse, a lot of energy. Bok choy. Put a little ginger and stir fry. Like 2-3 minutes, done. Kale is a little hard to cook. You need to stem the veins out and then boil first before cooking. That's me cooking, but I don't like the broccoli. It's easy to cook. Cabbage, Brussels sprouts again. Asian people doesn't like it. We should try more.
Yeah, something I see broccoli sprout, right? It's more nutrients than most of those, but it's very difficult to get.
Yeah, not in every market. Eat your water. So, look at the contents of this guy. 94% water. Green peppers. I did not know this until I was looking. It's like, wow, all this water is coming from the vegetables. I asked my kids to drink water. I said, no, just eat your water. So this is my thing. All the nutrients of the water. More. All the colors. Yes, I tried to make dinner as much colors as possible. Corn, carrots, something green, red, white, and blue. So try to cover all the colors as much as you can. What's this one? No protein powder needed. Okay, yeah. We see a lot of people buying those jars of proteins to add it. Chia seeds, you can replace those. Flax seeds, hemp. You don't need the powder. If you're working out a lot and you need to create muscles. Right there. Almonds, easy. Nitrate-rich food. Nitrate is very important for the skin and blood cells. Arugula. This rhubarb, beets, basil, cilantro. Oh, cilantro is so easy to make it. This is one of the ingredients I use in pretty much in everything cooking. Cilantro, basil, a lot more flavors. I don't use as much beets, but has a lot of iron in there.
It's good, give you a lot of energy and everything. So
right, bananas. We eat bananas wrong all the time, but here's the 101 banana. Little green, prebiotic, high amount of resistant starch. Not that good. We eat that green, but some people do. This is the stage we eat most of it. When it's all yellow, pink, high oxidants. And this is the way it's supposed to be eating. It has a lot of dots.
Yeah, right.
Very right. Yeah. It has a lot of sugar.
But the green banana is a best. Banana is the best when it's green. Right. So you just have to cut the tips off and you boil it to the skin, and you're good to go. More iron and everything in that.
Yeah, I did eat one green banana in Taiwan, which was not bitter or pink. It was very interesting. It was green, and they said, "Oh no, you can't eat those. Those are ready to eat." I opened it and eat it. So, sweet. But yeah, this is the stage we usually eat.
Yeah.
My kids will not touch this.
Yeah, but that's the method.
They see a black dot outside there.
But that's when you should eat it.
Yeah.
Banana cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the what we call a new diet called micro diet, where you have every single thing for vegan people. They have the greens, the white, the yellow, all the colors. Hey, no broccoli, no onions. No onions. I picked this one because they didn't have the onions on it. So why not onions, right? The 5 pungent spices: onion, garlic, scallions, chives, and leeks. Why we do not want to consume them? Eating raw leads to anger, and cooked leads to passion. I think it's an aphrodisiac in a way. So we want to avoid those. Their order repel gods and attract hungry ghosts and demons. So we don't want to eat those. It may cause karma if the order distracts others from cultivating. I see people. I have myself included, that I get distracted when someone walks in front of me, and you can. I was like,
in my neighborhood, man, sometimes I have to change the side of the street because when they I don't know, they just burn the garlic and the onions and it smells so badly.
Yeah.
So travels.
For the people that haven't eaten those 5 pungent, we can smell the other people's or it is very offensive, the smell, and we cannot say anything. And but I can smell garlic, I can smell the onions, I can smell the chives now. People walk by, I differentiate the smell now. It's insane. It's bad. And I apologize to my past for eating those in the past.
So can you use thyme?
Thyme, yes. The 5 pungents. Basically, they are like very strong order to release a lot. Thyme is fine. Oregano, those dried herbs are fine.
So thyme is like more related to things like basil and so forth.
Yeah. So, famous people that are vegan. Madonna, Beyonce, Ellen DeGeneres, Portia de Rossi, Bill Clinton, recent vegan. He converted because after his heart surgery, he had to change his diet. So,
Schwarzenegger is also vegan.
Yes. So anyway, Ian Smithford, Mike Cyrus, James Cameron, a whole lot of people. Oh, Kyle Iverson. He's a basketball player.
Well, he's one of the investors in Beyond Meat.
Yes, he is.
Beyond Meat.
Right. So
quite a few.
He got 5 of his buddy to to like, let's invest this
challenge.
Okay. So a lot more. There's a lot more. Every year grows more.
Isn't Beyonce too?
Beyonce is
Beyonce and his wife and his husband, Jay-Z.
He's still eating.
Yeah, but I know Beyonce is.
Yeah, she is.
Surprise.
Giselle Bundchen and Tom Brady. Tom Brady
is. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Well, he's getting old, so that's what he figures out. I gotta take care of my body.
So, football player, even that.
Athletes, you have singers.
Okay, so quick sharing about my journey to become a vegan. I was not vegan or vegetarian prior to Singing Tao. Reduced my meat consumption little by little. At one point, it was like, okay, I was the last member to be not a vegetarian. I was like, kids were not eating meat anymore. Wife was way many years ago. So it took about 2 to 3 years after receiving Tao to go vegan. It was a prerequisite to have a home temple. So that was my last step. After I took the vow, I took the home temple vow at the same time. So that was one of the requirements to have to be vegan. Understanding the meaning of to be vegetarian or vegan. So this is the very important part. Don't do what I tell you, but understand why you need to do it. So, once you understand why, it becomes easy. Don't say, because I had to have the home temple, I need to be vegan. No, understand why you need to be vegan, not because you need to have a home temple. Learning new dishes ways to cook. I had to learn how to cook with all this new idea that no onion stuff, no garlic. No, I had to look at a lot of the ingredients. Okay, make sure there's no meat in every single thing. No, I had to learn. There are blogs, Facebook groups, YouTube videos, whole lot of them. If you have a dish that you like, you love it, just take the meat out, part of it, or the onions too. That's what I do. I look at the cooking show. Okay, they use this garlic, and I just took it out. It still tastes pretty good. You know, I was like, that's how my. So Asian, Western, Mediterranean, Indian spices. I use all these days. Asian are very common. Western, it's the chickpeas, parsley, the Italian herbs, thymes. Those are the non-common Asian spices. I use all of those to try new dishes. Mediterranean, a lot. Couscous, yes. Indian spices, a whole lot of them too. Coriander, yes. Work and traveling. Work has not been easy. People make fun of me because I'm a vegetarian or vegan at work. They had to order separate meal for me every time they have a gathering at the office. So they have to order something not meat for me. Traveling, it's become easier now, but in the beginning it was a little hard because the options was just pasta and salad. But now these days, if you go to the airport, they will have a little section for vegetarian now. Even JFK has it. I was surprised to see there. So traveling has become easier. I would say even for Japan, recently, my brother told me there's no vegetarian people over there. There are vegetarian people over there. So they are increasing. And there are restaurants catering to a vegetarian. So it's become easier now to travel. There's no cruise that are for vegetarian people. There's a big cruise ships, they don't cater to vegetarian yet. One group of people say, I would like to go on a cruise, but I can't. But they're trying to push it up. Cruise companies to change their menus. So, quick example at home. Organic, non-GMO. This is the Chinese okra.
Yeah.
It's going everywhere. I have more coming every year. So this is a simple dish how to cook. After cutting off. This is all the ingredients in the ginger.
What's this one called?
I thought it was Chinese okra. Oh, Taiwanese okra. Sorry, Chinese okra is different. This is Taiwan okra.
Could you go back when it was on the tree, see on the vine?
Oh, you can see people growing. Yeah, the one it's big leaf.
That's squash.
It looks like a squash.
It looks like
Taiwan
squash.
okra.
Because in the Hong Kong market, the okras they show over there, the Chinese okra was similar to that.
Yeah, the Chinese long, spiky. This is Taiwanese okra.
Oh, this is Taiwanese.
Yeah, Taiwanese okra. Yeah, I should know the Chinese. Taiwanese okra.
Chinese.
Is it slimy like the Western okra?
No slimy. So this is a cut. Put in a wok with the ginger. I mean ginger first, of course, and then the wok. Put salt if you want salt. Final product. Look how much water is coming from it. That was not. I didn't add any water. This is just all the water coming from the vegetables. So it's, like I said, there's like 8 your water. So that's one of the slides. So anyone has any questions?
Yes. Are you giving cooking class?
I was thinking about a demonstration something because there are a lot of ingredients that the Asian people does not use that I would like to introduce. Nutritional yeast is one of the ingredients.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
It's vegan people know. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that group over there, they are not aware of what that is.
It's what, nutritional yeast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's B12. That's loaded with B12.
Yeah, so
but you don't really need that much B12. But if you need it, you could buy it at here supermarkets. There's in the West Coast they have Trader Joe's. You can buy
Joe's,
a
yeah.
packet. It's
Yeah.
cheap. It's not that. It's only $2 or something. $2.99 for like an 8-ounce pack. Or you could buy it in bulk. You know, at Sprouts. That's West Coast. You could buy it. You know, it adds a nutty flavor. So you could put it in your soups. That's good. You could put it in your oatmeal for breakfast. Soups, salads, stews, sauces. It thickens it up. Because it's powdery, right? It's a powder form. It's pretty good.
It is
It has a
good.
nutty flavor. It's pretty good.
So that's why I wanted.
Salty, a little salty.
Yeah, it's called
Is that
nutritional
the
yeast.
same thing they call
Nutritional
brewer's
yeast.
yeast?
Yeah, similar.
It's like a nut.
Brewers is not edible.
You can't eat that
It's like
It's
kernel.
gonna start
Yeah.
fermenting in your
Yeah.
that's too good. So
Yeah. So it's different.
you just don't yeast. It's already dead.
It's like dead. Yeah, it's like processed. Yeah.
So again, yeast, if it was alive at one point, but not really.
Yeah,
alive.
yeast is like a germ, right? It's a type of germ.
It doesn't have
It's a
a
beneficial germ.
Because vegetarian, you need really
B12. Yes.
Because B12.
Yeah, they say B12 and D, right? D.
So yeah, back to if there's a cooking class, I would like to teach. Yes, I would like to do some of the spices that I use at home that is not used here. To just people nutrition.
We should bring nutrition yeast to let them use. You know, cook in soup, put it in some
Yes.
soup.
All different kinds
Yeah,
of way
it's pretty good.
vegetarian.
Yes. I learned different ways to cook because of my changes for the diet. I make a salsa. My kids love it. I don't use onions, but I use cucumber. English cucumbers. And crunch tomato and cilantro and lime and salt. The kids love it. It's salsa. Kids.
I have this question. It might be a little bit embarrassing. With the introduction of a lot of vegetables has caused flatulence.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Nobody teaches you how to deal with that.
Okay, that's because when your body processes the protein that's in there, it has to break the cells in those cells. And though one of the byproducts of breaking down protein, it's a gas. But there's not much you can avoid it.
See, it's a process of elimination too, right? So what you have to do is when you mix these things are called. So as you go use one and see what happens. You try another and see, because sometimes just mixing them together is what causes the problem, because all vegetables don't really go together. So you have to be careful with that.
Right. So even my daughter, she loves eating beans too, and she complains that I keep farting everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's something you can eat to
It's basically there's like a carbohydrate that there's bacteria that kind of processes that and it produces gas, right? So, but there are products like Beano. That can kind of like some enzymes that will help.
Right. Beano is a partially light type of a herb. It just basically it's another plant fighting against the suppresses, right? So there are some. You just have to figure out which one goes with it.
I think sea moss is also very good. Besides making salad, you can brine it and make pasta sauce.
Right. So one of the things that I was thinking my retirement was, become a farmer. But I realized the farming is not even easy. Another thing that's growing up recently is kelp farming. I did a quick research of what it requires to be a kelp farmer. All you need to know is how to dive. You can pay $20,000 to one of the states that is in California, Rhode Island, and Maine. You can buy a ocean land. So, you're the top. Thanks, everyone.